Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina has called for discarding martial law word from the military lexicon terminology, saying that it never brought any welfare for the country or armed forces. The Prime Minister was addressing the inaugural event of the Armed Forces Selection Board 2020 this morning. The Premier addressed a virtual meeting from her official Ganabhavan residence. Referring to 19 coups that took place during the military rule of Ziaur Rahman, Sheikh Hasina said a huge number of officers and soldiers were killed in the armed forces during these coups. The Prime Minister asked the authorities concerned to consider one's qualification, efficiency, patriotism, honesty, loyalty, experience, having faith in the spirit of the Liberation War and leadership quality in giving promotion. She said the armed forces are being mobilized, keeping in view the protection of the country's sovereignty, airspace, and vast maritime boundaries, and various measures are being taken in this regard.
শুধু খাতা কলমে বেশি নাম্বার পাওয়া না, যারা ফিল্ডে ভালো কাজ করতে পারে, কমান্ড করতে পারে বা নেতৃত্ব দেবার যোগ্যতা আছে কিনা বা তাৎক্ষণিক সিদ্ধান্ত দেবার মতো ক্ষমতা আছে কিনা, সেই মানসিকতা আছে কিনা, সেগুলিও আপনাদের বিচারে আনতে হবে। আর আমরা এই দেশ স্বাধীন করেছি লাখো শহীদের রক্তের বিনিময়ে। এই শহীদের রক্ত আমরা বৃথা যেতে দিতে পারি না। আমাদের মুক্তিযুদ্ধের চেতনায় যারা বিশ্বাসী, বাংলাদেশের স্বাধীনতা সার্বভৌমত্বে যারা বিশ্বাসী, যারা বাংলাদেশের উন্নয়নে বিশ্বাসী, তারাই যেন দায়িত্ব পায় যাতে সঠিক পথে বাংলাদেশটাকে তারা ভবিষ্যতে এগিয়ে নিয়ে যেতে পারবে। আর সশস্ত্র বাহিনী যারা আমাদের দেশের সার্বভৌমত্বের প্রতীক, তাদের সম্মানটা বজায় রেখেই তারা যেন আমাদের সেই চেতনা নিয়ে এগিয়ে যেতে পারে।
Chief of Air Staff General Aziz Ahmed, Chief of Naval Staff Admiral Mohammad Shaheen Iqbal, and Chief of Air Staff Air Chief Marshal Mrs. Zaman Sarnabat were connected in the program through video conference. Sunamganj Science and Technology University Bill 2020 was placed at Jatiyo Sangshad today. Education Minister Dr. Deepu Moni placed the bill. Later, the bill was sent to the committee concerned to report back after scrutiny. Earlier, Sangshad session was started with Speaker Dr. Sheen Sharmin Chaudhry in the chair. Besides, State Minister for Civil Aviation and Tourism Mohammad Mahbub Ali put forward Bangladesh Travel Agency Registration and Control Amendment Bill 2020 at the Jatiyo Sangshad. Later, the bill was sent to the committee concerned to report back after scrutiny. Meanwhile, Commerce Minister Tipu Munchi placed the company's Second Amendment Bill 2020 at Jatiyo Sangshad. Later, the bill was sent to the committee concerned to report back after scrutiny. Besides, report of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on the Ministry of Housing and Public Works on Ghazipur Development Authority Bill 2020 was placed at Jatiyo Sangshad. Chairman of the committee, Engineer Khandakar Musharraf Hussain, placed the bill at the House. Reports of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Education Ministry on Chandpur Science and Technology University Bill 2020 and Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman University Bill 2020 were also placed at Jatiyo Sangshad today. Sitting of Sangshad session will start again at 11 in the morning tomorrow. The Awami League has nominated Qazi Monirul Islam as its candidate for bypolls of Dhaka 5 constituency and Mohammad Anwar Hussain Hilal for Nauga 6 constituency. Awami League General Secretary Obaidul Qadir announced the names at a virtual press briefing from his official residence today. Awami League Parliamentary Board took the decision at a meeting at the Ganabhavan on 30th August. Obaidul Qadir came up with the announcement as per directives of the party chief.
আমাদের পার্টির সভাপতি এবং বোর্ডের চেয়ারপারসন শেখ হাসিনার সভাপতিত্বে বোর্ড সভায় সর্বসম্মত সিদ্ধান্ত অনুযায়ী এবং দলীয় প্রধান দেশরত্ন শেখ হাসিনার নির্দেশে আমি ঢাকা 5 এবং নওগাঁ 6-এর উপনির্বাচনে বাংলাদেশ আওয়ামী লীগ মনোনীত প্রার্থীদের নাম ঘোষণা করছি। ঢাকা 5-এ মনিরুল ইসলাম মনু এবং নওগাঁ 6-এ মোহাম্মদ আনোয়ার হোসেন হেলালকে দলীয় মনোনয়ন দেওয়া হলো। আমি দলের সর্বপর্যায়ের নেতা কর্মীদের ঐক্যবদ্ধ হয়ে দলীয় প্রার্থীর বিজয়ে লক্ষ্যে কাজ করার আহ্বান জানাচ্ছি।
Responding to an allegation of the BNP Secretary General that the government is destroying the country's economy, the Awami League General Secretary said Bangladesh is recognized across the globe as a role model of development and progress. Obaidul Qadir said BNP leaders are spreading falsehood even after witnessing the country's economic uplift and positive trend in every economic variable.
বিশ্বব্যাপী বাংলাদেশ আজ উন্নয়ন অগ্রগতির রোল মডেল হিসেবে স্বীকৃত। অর্থনীতির যে সক্ষমতা এবং চলকসমূহের যে ইতিবাচক ধারা তা দেখেও বিএনপি নেতারা মিথ্যাচার করছেন। করোনায় বিশ্ব অর্থনীতির স্থবিরতার মাঝেও অতি সম্প্রতি রেমিটেন্স প্রবাহ, রপ্তানি বৃদ্ধি এবং বৈদেশিক মুদ্রা রিজার্ভে রেকর্ড গড়েছে বাংলাদেশ। মির্জা ফখরুল সাহেবকে আমি বলতে চাই, এদেশের রাজনীতিতে অশান্তির বীজ বাষ্প আপনারাই ছড়িয়েছেন। সন্ত্রাস, ষড়যন্ত্র আর হত্যা রাজনীতির পেটেন্ট আপনাদেরই। শেখ হাসিনা বিভেদের রাজনীতিতে বিশ্বাসী নন। আপনারাই বিভেদের রাজনীতির ধারক ও বাহক।
South Korean ambassador in Bangladesh, Lee Jae-kyu, called on Speaker Dr. Shin Sharma Chaudhry at her সংসদ Bhavan office in Dhaka today. They discussed various issues, including bilateral cooperation, formation of parliamentary friendship group, investment, trade and commerce, and extension of rural economy. The speaker expressed her hope that the existing friendly relations between Bangladesh and South Korea will be strengthened in the days to come. Ambassador Lee Jae-kyu praised the role of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina for the socio-economic development in Bangladesh and said the advancement of Bangladesh is now visible. The death toll in a blast at Tolla Baitul Salat Mosque in Narayanganj has been risen to 27. Resident surgeon of Sheikh Hasina National Institute of Burn and Plastic Surgery, Dr. Partho Shankar, informed that the health conditions of 10 other injured patients are very critical. At least 37 Muslim devotees were burnt in Baitul Salat Mosque at Tolla of Narayanganj and got admitted into Sheikh Hasina National Institute of Burn and Plastic Surgery in Dhaka on the 4th September night. Meanwhile, relatives and parents of the victims demanded exemplary punishment to the culprits by bringing them to law of the land so that no such incident occurs in the future. Dhaka North City Corporation has intensified eviction drive to clear illegal roadside establishments. The eviction drive was conducted at Gulshan in the capital this morning. Dhaka North City Corporation has seized construction materials which occupied the footpath and auction doors at the time. Dhaka North City Corporation has started the eviction drive in front of Gulshan Model High School at Gulshan 2 residential area. It has seized iron rod, brick and other construction materials at that time from the spot and auctioned those. Dhaka North City Corporation Mayor Atikul Islam has urged the city dwellers not to do business occupying footpath in other places and to make trade license and to give holding tax in due time. He also sought cooperation from the locals to conduct eviction drive and make footpath occupied free. Thirty-seven more COVID-19 patients died in the last 24 hours in the country, increasing the death toll from the pandemic to 4,516. The recovery count rose to 2,24,573 after another 3,298 patients have recovered during the period. A press release of the Director General of Health Services said this today. It said the tally of infections has surged to 3,27,359 as 2,202 new cases were confirmed in the last 24 hours. Moving on to international news. India overtook Brazil on Monday to become the second worst affected country in terms of coronavirus cases behind the United States. India has recorded more than 42,36,000 infections with over 72,000 deaths. Brazil recorded 41,37,000 coronavirus cases with over 1,26,686 deaths. US recorded 64,65,000 infections and over 1,93,000 deaths. COVID-19 global death toll crosses 8,94,000 with more than 2,73,00,000 infected. On the other hand, more than 1,94,24,000 people have recovered so far. Before we end the bulletin, a glimpse of the top stories once again. Discard martial law from military terminology. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina tells Armed Forces Selection Board meeting 2020. Awami League nominates Qazi Monidul Islam for Dhaka 5 and Mohammad Anwar Hussain Bilal for Nauga 6 constituencies in National Parliament by-elections. Dhaka North City Corporation conducts eviction drive to free footpaths as Mayor puts occupying materials on spot auctions. And India surpasses Brazil in number of coronavirus cases. Well, that brings us to the end of the news. Thank you for being with us, and please watch our next bulletin at 11:30 in Bangla. Until then, Khuda Hafiz.